program for the best and scale for the rest. I have gone away from that. I mean, we have less than 1% of the world trying to get to the CrossFit Games. I have an affiliate of 300, and I've probably got even less than that. And I need a program for just, hey, guys, we're here to move, have a great workout, sweat, and keep getting stronger each and every day, and come back for more and more. And let the competitors are still going to do their extra workouts, and their hard work pays off, and they're proven, and maybe the .com workout of the day and all the other things. But that's not who I'm focused on. I'm focused on keeping my members safe, healthy, happy. And you know me, I'm a nutrition girl. So it's like, I'm all for the transformations. I want them to come back to me 2 years from now and be like, I have not fit in these shorts for like 8 years. I'm embarrassed to say I even have them, but look how these feel. And I think I no doubt that the marketing at the CrossFit Games brings people into the affiliates. I'm sure that they do, but you could, with technology these days, like, hey, every affiliate out there, a member and I were just talking about this. So this is off the top of my head, in my head, but like, hey, just have every affiliate has at least 5 to 10 transformations. At least they should. Just have them shoot a selfie on their phone and then play the hundreds of thousands that we could get over and over and over while the CrossFit Games are going on, to get people who aren't necessarily into the sport, but wow, that happened to that person. Like, that's amazing. I want to do that, like, into a CrossFit affiliate. Like, there's so much more that we can be doing within the affiliate, instead of just rewinding the competitors chalking up and throwing 500 million pounds of weight up over their head over and over in a commercial. That's only going to capture a tiny little bit.
I've said this before, and like in the decade plus I've worked with CrossFit Media, my favorite assignment ever was the 2020 games, what I like to call the weird games, where we were at the ranch for like 3 days, and I got to host the pre-show, which was all community stories. And it was like Zoom interviews, because that's all we did back then. It was like Zoom interviews with people and packages about their health and fitness and overcoming adversity stories and their weight loss stories, and then talking to them after we got to see their stories. And that was, out of everything that I've done, that was my favorite assignment, because it was so much meat. There was so much there. It was so wonderful and emotional, and I feel like we connected with so many different parts of the community, and that always led into sort of like the competitive replays. And I thought that was one of the coolest things that we'd ever done. I would do that again in a heartbeat.
Yeah, and I think that's where we all agree, though, right? Is like, there's still a lot more work to be done there, with those community stories, like what you're talking about with transformations. And I think because CrossFit definitely has done that in the past, but I think not at a huge global level. And that's another reason I think we're not, at our peak, whatever that means. And we have a huge opportunity to do that, and hopefully help more people understand, like, hey, I can do CrossFit, like, regardless of where I am or goals. But I'm excited.
Well, we could talk about this topic for the next 3 hours.
We should.
You can give me negative points. I'm the one that started all of that.
No, this is why I love this show, because we have the topics, but you never really know where it's going to take us. So I'm glad it took us down this rabbit hole of so many that we could go down. We're now going to get into, speaking of the sports side of things, topic number 2 with the Rogue Invitational. It's just over a week away. Now, there are going to be so many exciting storylines to follow, both on the men and women's fields. Just take a look at the leaderboards thus far, or the rosters, rather. It will be the first time that we see Ricky Garrard back on the competition floor, at least the CrossFit competition floor, since his injury. And then the first time we'll see Tia Claire Toomey back on the competition floor since giving birth. So, who has the better odds of winning it all? Ricky Garrard on the men's side, or Laura Horvath on the women's side? We're going to let Nikki start.
Roman Krenikov.
No, that wasn't.
No, I'm kidding.
Topic 3.
Sorry. I don't know. You're talking about people who like had a thing last season and are going to be there, and who do I think is going to win? No, this is a tough question. There are just too many factors to think about to really be able to give some sort of definitive answer. But if I had to,
that's why it's fun, Nikki.
I know, and I'm going to get hate on this, but I have to get points, and I'm out for blood.
I love it.
Ricky Garrard. Ricky Garard, if I had to pick one of those two to win, because I don't think that Tia-Clair Toomey would come back to the competition floor unless she thought she could win. And a Tia who thinks she can win, a Tia who knows she can win, should be terrifying for every athlete out there. Plus, and Stacy can attest to this, mom strength is real. When you have lived through pregnancy and birth, girl, you can do anything. And that certainly means slaying a competition as familiar as the Rogue Invitational.
Okay, I liked your defense against why Laura will not win and Tia will win, but give me some meat on why you're so confident about Ricky.
I mean, truly, have you heard Justin Kotler talk about Ricky? It's like the proudest father I've ever heard. And just every single word out of his mouth in terms of his training, his recovery, his everything since his injury has been so incredibly confident that I wouldn't put it past him to come out here and smash it, especially given the fact that I think Justin said that 6-8 weeks, whatever, after his injury was healing, he was being smart, but he was already able to do things that the doctor said would take him much longer to be able to gain in terms of range of mobility and strength and stuff like that. So I know that they were playing it smart, but I know he's hungry, and that also is dangerous for the other competitors when Ricky Garard is hungry. If he's got something to prove, we've already seen this. If he's got something to prove, he'll come out and prove it.
Love it. Nikki, 4 points. Stacy, what do you think about this one?
I agree with my girl Nikki. Well, I think that not only does mom strength, it's a thing, but you're just that much more excited after postpartum. At least I was, to finally just be, it was like starting CrossFit all over again, really. You just had a baby, you had to wait 6 weeks till the doctor said you had the clear, and then you get back into things, and it's like you PR'd every day. What you once couldn't do, even sit out of bed, you can finally do. So Tia has an excitement about her. I think she's ready. I think, to Nikki's point, she wouldn't have accepted the invitation if she wasn't truly ready. So that's going to be fun to watch between her and Laura. But I do think Ricky has had a really good offseason.